Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining our presentation on the institutional barriers to P&G's potential acquisition of EcoStore. I'm Alan, and along with my teammates, I will introduce the project's background and research framework. EcoStore is an iconic New Zealand brand founded in 1993 that has built its reputation on plant and mineral-based household and personal care products, operating a carbon-neutral factory in Auckland. EcoStore has consistently delivered high-quality, eco-friendly goods. Its deep cultural roots and ethical principles have earned it widespread consumer loyalty. Recent surveys show over 70% of New Zealanders recognize and trust the EcoStore label when choosing sustainable products. Meanwhile, Procter & Gamble, the Ohio-headquartered M&E, has aggressively expanded its portfolio of sustainable products through acquisitions, such as the native deodorant in 2017 and Walker & Company in 2018. EcoStore's green brand image makes it an attractive acquisition target. However, any acquisition in New Zealand must navigate a complex institutional environment. This raises our central research question. What institutional barriers, regulative, normative, and cognitive, will P&G face in acquiring EcoStore? To answer this, we apply the institution-based view by Scott and in 2014, which divides institutional pressures into three pillars. First, regulative with laws and regulations. Second, normative with social norms and expectations. And cognitive with shared beliefs and cultural cognitive frameworks. Over the next 15 minutes, my colleagues and I will explore each barrier in depth, offer strategic recommendations for P&G, and discuss broader implications for New Zealand's policy environment. Thank you. Now I will hand over to Alex, who will discuss the regulative barriers.
Okay, thank you, Alan. My name is Alex, and I will cover the regulatory barriers PG must overcome. So you can see we have four parts here. Number one is about approval. In New Zealand, the Overseas Investment Office manages the rules for foreign investment. Its job is to make sure that any investment from outside the country is good for New Zealand. So since the law changed in 2021, the Overseas Investment Office now also checks deals that involve important land, key infrastructure like power or water systems, or large New Zealand business. They are called sensitive assets because they matter a lot to the country's future. If a foreign person or company want to buy these things, they must get approval. And not just from the Overseas Investment Office. The Minister of Finance must also review the deal. This review asks some key questions like, does the investment help the economy grow? Does it support the well-being of local people? And does it protect the environment? If the answer is no, the deal can be delayed or even rejected. So this shows that New Zealand takes its national interests very seriously, and any foreign investor like PG must fully prepared. Next part is about environmental, and EcoStore's factory is carbon neutral. which matches focus on being eco-friendly. If PG wants to move production to other country, the Environmental Protection Authority will ask for a full environmental impact assessment. This is a very long process that can take like 6 to 12 months. It checks things like pollution, waste, and how nature will be affected. If the plan does not follow New Zealand's strict environmental rules, it could be delayed or even stopped. And the third part is about employment protection in New Zealand. So now New Zealand cares a lot about keeping local jobs, especially in small towns and the regions, because after COVID-19, the government supported 1.8 million workers with a wage support program to help them stay employed. So if EcoStore moves its factory overseas, it could lead to job losses, and many people, including the government, may strongly disagree. Local communities often see factory closures not just as a business decision, but as a threat to jobs, families, and even social stability. So for them, it's not just about money, it's about people's lives. And the last part is a case example. So in 2008, the Canada Pension Plan Investment Board tried to buy part of Auckland International Airport, and New Zealand government rejected the deal because it didn't pass a national interest test. This was a big moment. It showed that the office is willing to say no, even a large and powerful foreign investors. If a deal doesn't match New Zealand's values, goals, or long-term interests, it can be stopped completely. This case is a strong warning for any company thinking about investing here, including PG. So in summary, I need to say PG need to make their clear business plan and show how it will protect the environment and explain how it will keep local jobs. If it doesn't matter the strict rules from the Overseas Investment Office, the plan could be delayed or rejected. That's my part. And next will be Zehui.
Thank you. I'm Zehui, and I will discuss the normative and cognitive pressures on P&G acquisition. So first, New Zealand's consumers show strong loyalty to homegrown brands. A 2016 report found that in personal care categories, laundry detergent, toothpaste, shampoo, local brands outperformed global competitors by 10 to 11 percentage points. EcoStore's local identity fosters emotional attachment that multinational ownership can jeopardize. Historic land sale controversies, such as the 2010 Crawford Farms case, sparked nationwide protest and legislative backlash. Similarly, if P&G acquires EcoStore, public unease could escalate to boycott campaigns targeting both EcoStore and P&G products, undermining scales across New Zealand. EcoStore's corporate culture centers on sustainability and community engagement. So in contrast, P&G emphasizes global efficiencies and scale. The Boston Consulting Group reports that 2/3 of M&A integrations experience high employee resistance, and poorly managed cultural change can halve workforce retention. Such internal frictions could delay integrations or dampen operational performance post-acquisition. So But next, consumers trust EcoStore for transparent supply chains and environmental standards. And post-acquisition, they may fear greenwashing, where P&G leverage EcoStore's reputations to put products that do not meet the same standards. So these perceptions can erode consumer trust and market share. And EcoStore's identity as New Zealand's brand carries cultural connective significance. According to Scott's institutional three-pillar model, connective norms shape consumer beliefs and choices. So if EcoStore is perceived as losing its market and local authenticity, local consumers may switch to alternative eco brands. So to summarize, to overcome normative and cognitive barriers, P&G must proactively manage public perceptions and safeguard EcoStore's brand values. So for next, and TJ will now outline strategic recommendations and discuss further implications. Thank you.
Thank you, Zahui. Kia ora, everyone. I'm CJ. And in this part of our presentation, I'll be talking through some key strategic recommendations for P&G and what this means for New Zealand, and then wrapping up with our conclusion. So, starting with our three main recommendations for P&G as they look to acquire EcoStore. Firstly, we suggest that P&G take a proactive approach by working closely with New Zealand's regulators, specifically the Overseas Investment Office and the Environmental Protection Authority. Collaborating early on a clear business case and an environmental impact report shows transparency and signals that P&G is committed to doing things right and representing our national interests. Next, P&G should make an effort to preserve EcoStore's identity, just like Microsoft did when they purchased LinkedIn. P&G can keep EcoStore's carbon neutral factors running and give the brand some independence, letting them keep their own management team and unique style. This helps maintain customers' trust and avoids cultural clashes within the company. And thirdly, P&G should highlight EcoStore's local roots in its marketing by supporting community projects like expanding the Children's Safe Drinking Water Initiative. This can show real commitment to social responsibility and build stronger relationships with New Zealanders. Moving on to implications for New Zealand. Looking at the bigger picture, what does this mean for Aotearoa? New Zealand needs to strike a balance between welcoming foreign investments and protecting the culture and economic value of our local people. This means reviewing and refining our policies, not just to regulate, but to support partnerships that benefit both sides. At the same time, the government should back local innovation, offering more grants or incentives to help New Zealand businesses grow and compete globally. This reduces our reliance on overseas companies and helps strengthen our local economy. And to wrap up, there are a few key challenges P&G will likely face in this acquisition if it goes ahead. A regulative challenge will be things like tighter government reviews and environmental standards. A normative challenge would be the risks of consumer behavior, and if backlash occurs, will locals feel that the brand is being taken over by overseas investors? And a cognitive challenge will be that concerns about growing or greenwashing or EcoStore losing its Kiwi identity. If P&G wants to be successful here, they'll need to find the right balance between global efficiency and local respect. That means being open with regulators, staying connected to the community, and making sure EcoStore's sustainability values are protected. And finally, this raises the wider question: How can multinational companies adapt to different local contexts? And how can countries like New Zealand welcome investments while still protecting what their brand special? Thanks so much for listening. We'd like to hear any further questions from you guys. Thank you.